Hi guys, so today I'm going to show you guys, in this video I'm going to replace a water pump and explain about a thermostat replacement that I did, but I didn't make a video because it was just, couldn't get to it. But anyways, basically replace a water pump and how to do it step by step and how not to do it step by step. And on a 2003 Chevy Trailblazer. So hope you enjoy it, hope you learn a lot, and I know I did. Thank you. Undo the cables from this battery. So I can take this water pump out and this fan off, which first I gotta drain this radiator, which I don't know where the hose is yet. I know it's down there somewhere. So that's the project at hand. It'll be a fun one. So I disconnected the battery, and now I'm gonna go look for this hose down here so I can drain it. And then I gotta take off this hose. Probably need a wrench. See, this is why I think it's broken, because I push on it like this. The whole pulley and everything moves real bad. Hoping that's the problem. So there's the bottom hose of the radiator. About to pop it off. And it's gonna drain into this bucket, I hope. I don't really know how to get it off easy, but I'm gonna yank on it. All right. Slow drain, otherwise it'll pour out everywhere. So yeah, it's draining. So I got the top hose off and the bottom hose is leaking. It's almost done. This one it's really tough. Having trouble getting it off. I think it's like melted on there or something. I don't know. I'll try some more screwdrivers and such. Okay, now let's see. Gotta take all these bolts off. I think it is this one. 10mm. I couldn't get this thing off. It's melted. So I'm gonna have to either leave it or rip it, scrape it, get a new one. It looks like it's still good, but yeah, this is on there real good. It won't even budge. Let's see, is this in? Pop it out. Gotta unplug this. This thing right here. Then now I'm gonna get these here tools and loosen up the bolt. See which one it is. Rinse these. $60. I get my money back when I turn back in, so that's good. I'm gonna find the right one. Fit over these bolts. It's too loose. Maybe this one. This one is 83mm. Way too big. This one is 72. This one's pretty close. don't think there's any small ones. 54. 68, that might work. I think that'll work. 76. Let's try 72. How the heck do you use this thing? This thing looks too big. This thing's too big. Let's see if I can get this thing right. I'm gonna try to use channel locks. This ain't gonna be easy. Dude, I don't think any of these stupid wrenches fit, man. Something's supposed to go in here. So I'm gonna try to use these channel locks. It's probably not the right thing to do, but I don't want to go to the store. Maybe I should go clockwise. So I'm still trying to get this bolt loose, and so far nothing's worked. It's pretty loose. So I'm gonna try wrapping this wire through the pulley so it doesn't move, and then I can hit the wrench, the hammer, and crack it. So I'm gonna try that. It might be a little hard to thread that, but this is just some aluminum wire. It's probably not very strong, but I think it'll be okay to hold the pulley at least while I whack it. Let's see here. So I just took some of that wire. This wire right here is aluminum wire. It's not the strongest, but it's easy to bend. And I just wired it through here, the pulley. You can kind of see. So I stuck it through this hole right here. And then I pulled it up through here, and I'm gonna wrap both ends around and cut it right there. And then hopefully that'll hold the pulley while I whack the wrench. I'm trying to see where it goes. It was kind of hard to get it through. It wasn't like super easy. Kind of just pops out the back right there. Yeah, so I'm gonna try that. I already tried the ones I rented, the pliers. I tried Well, I tried using that wire and it broke right away, so I figured it wouldn't be strong enough, but I was wanting to try because it's easier. So now I'm going to use these wire coat hangers and see if that works, because they're a lot stronger. And I just need something to hold this because the tools I bought were the wrong size. Because the guy at the hardware store, obviously auto parts, he didn't really care. He's just like, this will work. But it wasn't right for my car. I should have just got the holders to hold the bolts. It hooks on 2 bolts and then you just lean it up against here or something, whack the thing. But you learn as you go. I didn't know what it was called, so I'm gonna try this wire operation here. See how it goes. So I got it through. Now I just gotta tighten this around here. Hopefully it works. It was pretty terrible. I put this through with these cutters. It slipped off and whacked me in the head and bleeding. Hurt pretty bad, so be careful with that. I'm gonna try to pull the rest of the way through and tighten it on this chassis here. Anyways. See how it goes. Oh, I smacked my head with that wrench. Let's see what it looks like. Not too bad, but man, that hurts super bad. Anyways, be careful with these. They're dangerous. I got it wired up. Now I'm gonna try to use that wrench and tap it so it gets that bolt loose. Hope I don't smack myself again. First, put on the safety gloves. Yeah. All right. If this don't work, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna get this thing tightened down. Oh man, loosening already. I don't think I gave myself enough slack. There you go, it's pretty tight. Not that tight. Dang it. What am I supposed to do with this thing? If I wrap it around the wire. It's just peeling off like paper, man. It's not even close. It's this plastic on this wire. I think it's slippery. Oh, man, this thing's gonna go nuts. If I can tighten this around each other. This is not even holding on anymore. Okay. There we go. Just right off. I could tighten it somewhere else. It's closer. That ain't doing nothing. Dang it, it's too short. Wait a minute, what's this? I think I could wrap it around here. This piece right here. It's gotta be a way to get this thing on there. The problem is the amount of work I put into this thing. I don't know. It doesn't seem worth it almost. I guess I could have taken it somewhere, but they'll charge me an extra $500. No one wants to do that. I don't know if that's gonna work. definitely is not recommended. Dude, this thing is like so annoying. I've been working on this thing. It's just unbelievable. And it would take me literally 5 seconds if I had the right tool. Maybe I should just go back to AutoZone, give them back their janky tools. Yeah, I need something better. This ain't working. This ain't working, man. This ain't working at all. Wrap around the bolt. This ain't working. Come on. No, that's stupid. It's gonna mess up the fan belt. I'm taking this thing off. I really don't want to go back to AutoZone right now. Bleeding head. I've already wasted so much time trying to get this stupid thing off. If I go back there now, waste more time. But will it be worth it? Probably. Because one guy said he just put the pliers on there and whacks it real hard, and it jerks the thing loose. I'll try that. Just whack the crap out of it until it breaks. This is a whole nother issue right now that's oh my. See, that's how I smack my head. Slip right off like that. Whack. It's a bunch of BS. Get this wire. Get it out easier. Stinking plastic on there. Maybe nah, I'm not using the wire method. I wouldn't recommend the wire method, actually. It's too much work and it doesn't even pay off. So don't try it unless you got no other way, because it's a real pain. And it didn't really actually work. At least not the way I did it. I didn't give myself enough slack. Once it started getting tight, it peeled right off like nothing. Like butter. It was just like a big stick of butter. Peeling off! Now I'm wondering if I can get this stupid thing out of here. That's what happens when you mess around with junk like this. Your vehicle, without the proper tools, it makes things a lot harder. It takes a lot longer too. And it's kind of annoying, and you get hurt. So, better off getting the right tools, doing it quick, doing it easy. Otherwise, you're gonna end up like me with a big cut in your head, wasting time that you don't have, resources. It's just a big old pain. Which way to pull this thing through? Maybe I should just it's kind of crazy that when I want to get it off, it doesn't come off, but when I want it to hold, it comes right off. This is not good. Burning this wire out through here. I don't know when I tried this method, I thought maybe it'd work. but it did not work. I'm sure I did it wrong, but I still don't recommend it. It's too much work. It's too much. I think it's too much potential for damaging stuff. Boom. So I rented another tool. It's called a holding tool. Adjustable fan clutch holding tool. It's like 78 bucks to rent, but then they give you your money back if you take it back. Otherwise you bought it. All right. So if this don't work, I don't know what will. So I guess you just take this end. It's got like a little clicky thing. Then you just open this to adjust it. And you just put it on two of the bolts of the fan clutch, or the pulley. It's gonna be tighter. Let's see here, just hooks on there. Uh-oh, this might be in the way. And tubes. Alright, let's see if that works. Might have to take out this hose. I mean, I wanted to. I mean, I just couldn't get it off. Things are melted. But it looks like let me see. Let me if I get it front angle. Yes. It's weird though. It's like not really lining up. It's weird. Okay, I think it's on there. Guess. Okay. Now I should just be able to take this and whack it. Dang it. Dude, this is so weird. It's not really. Hold on. One click. There's probably a way to use it properly, but I think that's the idea of it, at least. It just keeps. Okay. Well, let's give it a shot here. Just moving is not right, because it's supposed to hold the pulley in place, and this hose is in my way. So I got the hose off. It wasn't too hard once I just moved it around a little bit. It's kind of old looking. I think I might need to get a new one. Looks like it melted a little bit, but I'll figure that out later. Now I got the holder on there. Let's see if it'll stay. Let's go line this up. Oops. Okay. Slid. Oh, I think I got it. Yeah! It looks like it loosened up. Yes. Thank you, Lord. That bolt is loose. See how easy it is when you have the right tools? So much better. Just a lesson for you. Rent one of these. Okay, now if I just spin this, it should just come right off. Let's see here. Loosening. Getting looser. Good, good, good. See how the pulley's not moving? That's what you want. That thing was causing me all kinds. And the problem is, I was using the wrong wrench at first and it scraped up. Scraped up the bolt, as you can see, which is annoying, but at least I got it off. If I have to, I'll have to buy new. Because I didn't want to buy the fan clutch, because I don't think I need to, but we'll see, because maybe I do. And they had a kit there, but I think the kit kind of comes with cheaper parts. I'd rather buy them separate, to be honest. And what is happening is this thing is pressing up against spin it around. You spin it round. Alright, why isn't this coming off? This should be off. It's pressing the shroud. So weird. Okay. I think something's there. I can't tell if it's moving. It looks like it's just spinning. Hola. Let me see here. Because I could be doing it all wrong. Well, I don't know what to do. So now I got this thing loosened. The bolt is off. It's stuck on that other bolt now. Great. It's really tight though. So I guess what I have to do is saw part of the shroud, this thing, so it doesn't hit on the radiator hose connector. I don't know how easy that's gonna be. I'm gonna use tracing this thing, and I'm gonna saw it so it should just come up, but it looks like that thing's stuck on a bolt, which is kind of annoying, but it's so tight that I can't even get it off right now. So I'm gonna try to saw that piece right here with this saw. Looks like somebody already tried. The line right there. So I'm gonna try to saw this thing off if I can get in position. Yes. Give me all kinds. It'd be cool if I had an electric saw. I have to go to Harbor Freight. That wasn't too bad, is it? Hopefully I didn't break this thing. This hose sounds so electric. There we go. Baby. Man, this thing's getting tore up. One-time use. Brand new saw blades. But it is doing the trick. It is doing the trick. I'm putting this on my radiator. Alright, now what do? I gotta saw this way. One more here. Oh, stuff in there. Yeah. Dude, man, I think it's really giving me some trouble right now. If I can just, oh shoot, I don't think I saw that. If I could just saw this. Put a little piece of this in there so it doesn't get dirt. How do I get this? I just saw this piece. Actually, that's in my way now. That's too annoying. It's so weird having to saw straight flat, but we will have to. Yes, got it. Not the prettiest job, but I think it's gonna work. Now, this should lift out. Oh, let's get this out the bolt. Oh yeah, these pipes, make sure they're cleared. Just pop them out with a screwdriver, but all right. This stuff. This is something. What is it stuck on? It's another bolt. like it's bolted down. I don't think so. Do this cut. So I think I got it out. This is the biggest pain. Looks good though. All right, so here it is, the fan shroud, the bolt I messed up. Now set this here. Now, just gotta loosen these bolts. And, oh sugar. That's dripping. I don't know why. What's dripping? Oh, those pipes. No, I didn't break anything. It was dripping from the radiator. Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh, it's dripping from this hose. Okay, that's good. All right, so now I just gotta loosen these bolts. I'm gonna go get a, I don't know, 13 millimeter probably.
I'll be right back.
Millimeter. You never used one of these things? Basically just a big wrench. But we'll see if it works. I'm not sure what size it is. Maybe I should take it off. Try to fit it with my hand. Nope, it's not that one. It's weird though, because it came with another. Maybe this one. Oh, there we go. I don't know how to do this. I think you're supposed to. No. Can't be that way. I don't know if I'm supposed to loosen it. Okay, so I figured it out. It doesn't go on that bolt. This one's weird. It goes in the middle. Usually there's a thing that goes right here. So you just put the square end of one of these on that inside this like square. It's not like a wrench or a bolt or anything. And then I guess you just move it this way, and that loosens the tension, and the battery or the belt should come right off. There you go. Here's the belt, serpentine belt. And then, oh, shoot. Great. Now, just gotta loosen this. These bolts right here. It's already loose. Can't believe it. Kind of doing them zigzag or whatever you want to call it, crisscross. One. So I got the pulley belt pulley off, and now is the water pump. It looks pretty corroded or something. I have to clean it off. And now I just got to take all these bolts off and then pull it out, and I'm sure a bunch of fluid will come out, so I'm gonna have to be ready for that. I'll probably just pull it out a little at a time. I don't just spill everywhere. Got some dripping going on. It's driving me crazy. Anyways, I'm gonna get these bolts off now. First, I'm gonna set up my drip pan. So I'm gonna show you guys something. See how loose that is? This thing is like moving around real bad, so that thing is shot. So that's good, at least I'm doing it for a good reason. But now, I gotta loosen these bolts, and hopefully it doesn't gush everywhere. I mean, I know it's gonna gush out. If I just ease it out, maybe it'll be less crazy. Just that paper there, just to hopefully help keep it from splashing. I don't know if it will, but it's worth a shot. Some more. This is, what's that, 5 volts? Well, the good news is this water pump is shot, so it definitely needed to be replaced. Just hold the bottom. Still tight. Hopefully the engine doesn't overheat, because I don't know what it sounds like. I'm just beating around the bush. But the Bible does say haste makes mistakes, so I don't want to make any more mistakes. Although I wouldn't say I've been hasty, more like the opposite. But little by little, job is getting done. I didn't have to pay someone $1,000 or however much they charge for one of these types of jobs. Probably a lot. I'm sure they do it a lot quicker though, because they have way better tools. I think it's pretty much out, so I don't think I need to worry about the fluid too much. Well, maybe a little bit. somebody was telling me that these bolts sometimes are all different sizes, so I'm trying to keep them inside their holes so I know how to put them back. Definitely longer than I thought. It's 2. One. Those look, well, they do look a little bit different. Just keep them in there so I don't forget. Threading looks different or something. Weird. Alright. Tiptoeing around this thing too long. Let me get it out. That's what you don't want to happen. No, dang it. Should this thing's lined up. Wipe off my tool because I fell in the bucket. Coolant. Alright, almost there. Oh, this thing's all slippery now. I don't know why this thing hasn't loosened up enough for me to get it off. I mean, it's pretty much off, this bolt right here, but it's still really tight. I think it's because the gasket or something is sticking to it. Oh, there you go. Uh-oh. Don't lose that. One left. Can't believe how messed up this thing is. I mean, I just drove down to Lake Hughes area, and it was 110 going up hills, and it was not fun. We basically, oh, there we go. See, there was like no fluid in the engine. That's not good. Hopefully it still works. So weird. This thing was like super loose, now it's like super tight. See that? Oh, which way did it go? Well, there it is. Water pump. So now that it's cleaned up, I'm gonna put this new one in, which has a new gasket on it. Looks like the rim will go on the outside. Gonna fit right in there. And just gotta line up this gasket with the shape. Brand new, so nice. So I'm gonna put the bolts in to the spot where they go on this one, the old one, because I left it out. So it looks like this one goes here. I just make it easier to go back in the hole, since the threading is already the right spot. Okay. Maybe not. This one, I think I gotta adjust this a little bit. There we go. Uh-oh. That's not good. Didn't go all the way in. Maybe it's not meant to. Hopefully. So it's here. This one goes here. And this one goes here. And then the last one goes in the last hole, obviously. Hopefully this thing works. I don't have to do this again. Alright. Just gotta tighten these. Wish they don't fall out. Let's see, this wrench. I had to ditch the gloves because they're covered in fluid. Probably worse for me than not have them. Alright, it says go cross section. But I think that's more when you're tightening it. It's not easy with this thing. Last time I used one, I bought the wrong inch pound, so it was supposed to be like inch pounds, and I was using feet pounds or something, and it broke the thing. I think I was tightening one of these down, and I was like, why is the metal bent? That would be the problem. Feet pounds and not inch pounds, or whatever it was. Alright, I think that's on there. Nice and new, clean. Now, I gotta put the pulley on. Alright. Now it's secured, I can just twist these in here. Anyways, you get the idea. I'm putting the fan pulley back on. Or the water pump pulley, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to tighten them down. And then I'm going to put the belt, the serpentine belt back on. So I'm going to tighten these down, 13 millimeter crescent, or socket. And then this is my serpentine belt, so I'm supposed to check for cracks. Looks pretty good. So I got the belt back on. It's pretty tight. Pretty much you just have to have the tool in here to keep it pushed down so you can get it on there. I just took a picture to remember how it went on. And then once you do that, you can tighten up the bolts on this thing. So just make sure they're tight. Yeah, I'm in a parking garage, so there's all kinds of noise. Okay, there we go. Now on the fan. this together. So this is fitted. Oh, there you go. Yeah, tighten it down. And then I'll have to use that tool again. I'll show you. Those are rubbing on. Oh man, this is just So now that it's on there, I gotta put this thing back on because it's spinning. So I'm locking on the bolts, just tight. And then I'm going to tighten it with this. I'm gonna look there. Put it here and spin it. There we go. Now, yeah, that's pretty tight. So I'm just tightening this thing down. I lost the screw and I found it down there in the engine compartment, which is a miracle. Thank you, Lord. And now let's tighten this up. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, now I gotta put this hose on. There we go. One more. Hopefully this hose is still good. I don't have a new one right now. That looks pretty good. All right. As far as I messed up, it's on there. Someone broke this little hook right here, but well, I think that's it. Now I just gotta put fluid in it. So now I'm just gonna fill this up. Presto, 50-50. Make sure nothing's leaking. See no drips. Started the car up. I'm gonna run a little test here, make sure it's working. Seems like it's getting pretty hot, but I don't know. So I hear this is making no sound. So I believe it's behind the radiator, the alternator. It's right here. So I can still get to it without moving too much. So I'll take the belt off and take this out. So I just moved this piece. It was attached to the alternator, and it's under all these pipes, so I use an extension to get to it because one of the bolts goes way in there. It's kind of a pain. Lost one of my ratchet nuts, but I'm on my way. Hey guys, so I finished the project. I got the water pump back on. I got the pulley clutch, or the clutch fan, or whatever you call it, fan clutch back on. It worked really good. It wasn't like loose or anything. The water pump and then the serpentine belt back on, all the hoses. I refilled the radiator fluid, burped it to make sure there wasn't any air in the radiator fluid, and it started up nice. It sounded really good. There's no problems there. But then after running it for about 15 minutes, I realized that the thermostat wasn't opening, so the car started overheating pretty bad. So I shut it off, and then unfortunately I had to get a new thermostat, which wasn't that expensive. It was like $25 because you have to put the whole thermostat housing in. So I did that, and then basically I had to take off the alternator, this bracket over here, and I got a radiator hose clamp, which was pretty helpful actually, because I didn't have to drain the radiator fluid out. It's kind of a pain to get on, but it does save time. And then the only problem was one of the bolts to get the thermostat out was like blocked by this metal hose, and I couldn't move it, and it took me forever to get the bolt off. So word to the wise, figure out a way to get that bolt off, because it was not easy. I've seen a couple of videos where people put like a long extension on their like wrench and put it through the wheel well, but the thing was blocked. I couldn't even get to it through that way. So I think the best thing would be to figure out how to take that hose off first, but I didn't want to mess with it because I was already like 3 days deep into the project. Anyways, I finally got it off, replaced the thermostat, and then I realized that the gasket that the thermostat came with was junk. It didn't even stick into the thermostat, so it just kept falling off when I went to put it in. And it finally, I bolted it down, but it wasn't on properly, so it was leaking. So I take it back off, and then I went and got thermostat like gasket sealer. It's basically like a liquid gasket, and then I glued the thing onto the thermostat and stuck that on there, and that really helped. So I recommend getting some of that if you guys do a thermostat. Anyways, overall it was like a 4-day project. Just a lot of time trying to get bolts off and stuff. I had to go back to the store a bunch of times to get new tools and stuff like that. I think I spent like $150 to $180 total. So it wasn't too bad compared to paying like a mechanic to do all that work. It would have cost me a lot more. So grateful, and it went good. I learned a lot. It was hard, cracked my head open, and yeah. So we got it done, and appreciate you watching the video. Hope you learned a lot, because I sure did, and safe travels.